Nesters, welcome back to the channel. Today I have a Goodwill Thrift Haul to share with you. I picked up quite a few items to resell. Well, I'll say this haul is probably about half and half. About half to resell and half is for me to keep. So the first thing I am going to show you is this here. I found these really gorgeous plates here, and there was about, I want to say there were 6 of them total, maybe 8. But unfortunately, most of them were chipped, right? So I was excited that I might be able to sell the full set of them because, you know, when you have more, you can ask for a higher price, right? But I really wanted to pick these up anyways. I picked up 3, those only ones that weren't chipped, and I really felt like how I saw the chips on them, they weren't even that bad. Most of them were just like a little bit underneath here, right? And I figured if someone had this pattern and really loved it, and I just would have hated to see these get thrown out, right? So I paid 75 cents a piece for them. They are International Tableworks brand in the Heartland pattern here. And they sell for anywhere between $5 to $10 a piece per plate, the dinner size plate here. And I think what I'm gonna do is probably, I think I'm gonna sell them for the set of 3 on Etsy and ask, I think $35 and include free shipping in that. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. I gotta weigh them and make sure I'm not ripping myself off here, but I think that's the price I'm gonna ask for. And I'm hoping someone that needs some replacements can find these, or if someone wants to start collecting this pattern, hey, it's a good, 3 plates is a good start, right? So I was happy to grab those. So the next thing I picked up is this really gorgeous yellow glass bowl here. I couldn't leave this behind. It's absolutely stunning how beautiful this is. It has a grapes and leaf pattern on it, and it kind of has this little heartbeat design here on each of the sides. And I don't think this is vintage. It potentially is, you know, vintage by Etsy standards. I would say it could be 20 years or older, but I don't think it's like the 1950s vintage, right? But it's absolutely gorgeous. I paid $2.25 for it. I will put this up on Etsy. I haven't decided the price yet, but be on the lookout for that. It's gonna be an amazing addition to someone's kitchen. I could not leave that behind. I was super happy when I saw this glass dish here. It is in this kind of rainbow multicolored or stripe pattern, right? And absolutely stunning. It's a nice solid glass piece. And let me know what you guys would have used this for. I haven't really thought of any ideas that I would personally use it for, but I really loved it, and I figured you guys might be interested in this. So I paid $2.25 for it, and that'll be going up in my Etsy. So if you guys watched my thrift with me, you would have saw the full bookcase of Dalmatians. I really was tempted to count them out to see if there was 101. I guarantee it was pretty darn close. But I was looking at those for quite a while. I was kind of overwhelmed by the collection, right? But I could tell there was definitely money to be made there. I ended up just deciding to pick up a couple, and you know, I was afraid I might get too many and have a hard time selling them off and be stuck with my own insane Dalmatian collection. So you know, I don't have a Dalmatian. I have 2 dogs, but they're kind of mutts, I guess. I've always kind of had mutts, always mixed. My first dog was a wolf and mixed with something else. I was surprised to find out she was part wolf. It was kind of interesting. And then my second dog was a lab and pit bull mix, and then the dogs I have now are French Mastiff and pug mix. Yeah, that's a weird mix. And the mama was the pug. Yikes. But anyways, I got 2 Dalmatians and then like a bag of Dalmatians. So the first one I decided to get was this one because it was Christmas themed. I thought this would be nice to put out for, you know, anyone that has a Dalmatian would really enjoy this around the holiday season. They had it marked $4 and I paid $3 for it. I did get 25% off my whole order. I don't know if I said that or not, but I did pay $3 for him. And yeah, I thought he was cute and, like I said, Christmas themed, so I figured it wouldn't be too obnoxious to have, you know, a bunch of Dalmatians out if you wanted to switch one out and put a Christmas one in. So I grabbed that one. The other one I really liked. He was just kind of more unique, kind of more handmade looking to me, so I liked him. He was probably my favorite one I saw there. I paid $2.25 for him, and yeah, I just really liked this one. It's just something about him. He seemed maybe not as much of a Dalmatian. He's obviously a Dalmatian, but he just seemed like your ordinary dog, right? So I really liked him. And then I got a bag, right? They had 2 bags of Dalmatian stuff there. I got the cheaper one. I think the other one they were asking $8 or $10 for. And I think those are mostly maybe ornaments. I can't quite remember now. This one is a mix of things. They had magnets in it. And there's some plastic type toys that I figured my kids really like dogs. So I figured they could play with those. And then there are a few ceramic ones in here that are from the movie. So I'll go ahead and open this up and we can see what's inside. So they had this bag marked $5. I paid $3.75 for it, which, you know, it's pretty full. So I thought that was a pretty good deal. And we'll go ahead and show you what was inside. We got this one here, which looks like it might have originally been a magnet maybe. There's nothing on the back side, but it's kind of cute anyways, and definitely could display it. I'm not sure what I'm doing with that. My kids might enjoy playing with that. It is plastic. And then, let's see, this one's plastic as well. This one looks like it potentially was a magnet too. So, oh, it is a magnet. This, mystery solved. This goes on the back of this. It looks like it might need to be re-glued or something. So that was a magnet. And then this one here is a magnet here. Super cute. I like how he's crouched down like that. Typical dog stance, right? Super adorable on this one. And I'm trying to see if there's a date. I don't see a date on it, but got that one. This one here is actually ceramic. It says Disney. It's stamped Disney China on the bottom. So we got this little dog here. All the ceramic ones I will be putting up on the Etsy, my Etsy shop. This is another Disney China one. Likely I'll put them together, group them as a set, and sell them that way because they are smaller. And I guess this is just a plastic toy. Probably just give that to my kids as well. Got another magnet. Is this Paw Patrol? It kind of looks like Marshall to me. Maybe it's a Dalmatian. It almost looks like Marshall, but I don't know. I'm trying to think if Marshall's a Dalmatian or not. I don't know. And then this one here is another ceramic one that will be going up on Etsy with that grouping. Super cute. You got this plastic one here. He looks a little bit different. He would have been a bit older than the other ones, I think. He seems to have that look about him. This one's a nice magnet here. No date, but that one's pretty nice. I mean, this looks like it would have been like a McDonald's toy or something, but got this one here. He has a king's crown on, so my son, my 3-year-old, like that. He's into king crowns. And then this is a magnet. I keep looking for dates, but there is none. But that one's kind of cute too. I like him with his little bone in his mouth. I potentially might put the magnets in a lot on Etsy too, because I mean, I don't really need them. This is actually a magnet. I thought it was a broken head at first, but it's just a magnet like that. So that is ceramic. And then we have another magnet here. Is that exactly like this one? I think those are the same there. So get that. I think that was well worth $3.75. I'm not sure what I'll end up making on them, but probably I think I can make at least 20 bucks off of it, and then plus my kids get some toys out of it as well. So yeah, I adopted some puppies. If you guys saw that, how could I leave them behind? You know, had to get at least one. All right, so on to the stuff that I'm keeping. I found surprisingly quite a bit of Pyrex there today. Usually if I ever come across Pyrex, it's always just one piece, and more often than not, it's super damaged. I do usually get, you know, most Pyrex I see, as long as there's not a chip in it. These ones that I picked up weren't chipped. They had the early American bowl there. They had this one, and then they had the largest one. These are the Cinderella bowls that they had. The biggest one they had marked $15. And on the inside of the bowl, I wish I would have took a picture, See, this one has like fork scratches in it, which I believe I can get out with just some Bars Keeper Friend. I don't think it's that serious. But the larger one, it kind of had that, but then it had this, I don't even know how to describe it. It just looked like it wasn't right and like you couldn't fix it, okay? So I decided to leave that behind, especially at the $15 price. They marked this one $6, so I paid for like $4.25 for it. And yeah, so I got that one. And then the other one I decided to get today was the Verde casserole dish. Usually this has the lid. I'm always looking for the lids because more often than not, I find the Pyrex without the lids, right? So they had this one marked 6 as well. So I think it's actually $4.50 I paid for them. I think that's 25% off. Yeah, I think that's $4.50. And this is the 474 bowl here. Now, the green Verde pattern there is actually a little bit lighter than it should be. It has some damage to it. I want to try some Peak on it. I've actually seen people have really good results using Peak, so I'm gonna try a little bit just on one flower here and see how if it brightens it up or not. I don't want to mess with it too bad. I don't really mind it. I think it looks pretty nice, and you know, it's in pretty good condition. I think it's pretty fair for $4.50, and I was definitely happy to get that. I don't have any Verde in this one. These bowls right here, the nesting Cinderella bowls, are also called Verde. They have a set like this, and then those. They're two kind of completely different sets, but they're both called Verde. It's kind of confusing, but yeah, I got that. This next thing I got, I actually almost missed it. I picked up a stack of plates that were taped together to try to see, you know, what they were exactly, what might have been underneath of them, and then the very next plate that was underneath of them that wasn't taped with it was actually an Old Town Blue Corel, which I collect, and well, it's one of the 5 patterns I collect. I collect all the compatibles to Pyrex, and I put the plates down, and then I went to stand up. I'm like, wait a second, wasn't that? And sure enough, it was. There was only one of them there. I paid 75 cents for it. Happy to add that to my collection. I am so mad I can never find snowflake garland though. That's like my dream this summertime during yard sales. I'm looking for snowflake garland and woodland mostly. And the bowls and stuff in this pattern, I don't have a lot of, so I probably will continue to pick this up. My butterfly gold is getting a little out of hand to the point where I'm gonna start breaking down some sets and probably reselling some of them, because I find this pattern all the time. I can't seem to not, you know, pick it up because I do enjoy it, but I've got quite a bit now, so I am gonna start decluttering that down and probably posting that on Etsy. So if anybody's interested in some butterfly gold, stay tuned for that. The last kind of Pyrex thing I picked up today is this Visions Pyrex cooking pot. I guess it's a Versa pot, and I've actually never used these before. I'm not very familiar with these. Let me know below if you guys have ever used these. I definitely am interested in using glass to cook in on the stovetop. I've never really heard of that. I have an electric stove, so I'm not sure. I'll have to do some research if that works well with that or if it's just for gas stoves, but I was excited to get this. It was new in box. They had it priced $10, so I paid $7.50 for it, which I thought was a fair price, you know, considering it's new in box. And it is a 1 quart, which will be good for vegetables, which is, you know, mainly what I cook on the stove outside of, you know, I like to bake stuff in the oven mostly, but I will do my vegetables, my side vegetables a lot on the stovetop, like broccoli and whatnot. But yeah, this says it's for the microwave. It says range top, but it does show the gas, you know, the fire from the gas stove, and they're actually dishwasher safe, so that's kind of interesting. Like I said, I'm not super familiar with the Visions designs, but I think I'm happy to try it out, and I want to start getting away from all that non-stick stuff, you know, it's not very good for you. And we have a lot of stainless steel type pots that we use mostly anyways, but we are trying to transition and get that stuff out. Somehow that stuff just keeps creeping back in, but we are trying, and maybe this will be an excellent alternative. So how many of you saw me pick these up in the thrift of me and knew I was going to get them? Let me know below. I bet almost all of you that are familiar with my channel knew I was going to get these. Now what this is a vintage green glass sugar and creamer set. It's in this King's Crown thumbprint pattern here. And I paid $2.25 for this set. They did sell them as a set, thankfully. Sometimes they don't do that, and I don't know why. But, you know, I thought that was an excellent price for this. Now, this normally would have came on a oval glass tray. It looks, you know, exactly like this. The edging would have had kind of almost like a ripple detailing around it. So hopefully I can come across that in my travels so I can complete my set here. But I was super happy to get that. If you only find these without the bottom tray and you're interested in selling them, you could probably get between 8 and 12 for them. So, you know, they're not worth too much, but yeah, I like them and I was happy to get them for myself. But that is everything I got today from this thrift trip. You guys know I have a part 2 to my thrift trip, so that haul's right over here. I'm doing that in a separate video, so make sure you're subscribed so you can catch that haul, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye!